Hi, and welcome to my first ever collaboration. I'm very excited about this. It's the first time I'm doing something like this. This is a collaboration with a friend of mine. Um, his name is Maxim, and you should definitely check out his YouTube channel called Mocking Mediocrity. He's got some very great insights on personal development, on how to become a better version of yourself, and he's going places. Really check this guy out, and you really will not regret it. So in this video we will be talking about adversity, and we'll be giving you our insights on what we think on the matter. So it's gonna be my thoughts on it, and then we're going to cut over to his thoughts on it, Maxim's thoughts on it, and then you guys can just comment and tell us what you think. Mind the differences in approaches that we have in the videos, because they're quite different styles of doing videos, but the point still remains. So here it goes. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope we can add value to you and help you in whatever things you might be going through. We tend to fear adversity, and usually we give up or we lose hope in the face of it. But wait, what is adversity? Perhaps I should take a step back here. So I'd like you to think about your life up to this point. Has it been rosy? Has it been beautiful? Has everything fallen into place at the exact times that you wanted it to? Or have things been terribly bad for you? Perhaps you have no friends or very few friends. You do badly at school. You get bullied everywhere you go. You feel like life's black sheep, as it were. Now, if at some point in your life, or at all points in your life, you felt like everything is going against you, you felt like everyone is going against you, and you feel or you have felt like life itself is against you, that is adversity. It takes many forms, it takes many shapes, it takes many sizes. It attacks any race, any gender, any age, or even any religion, but it on itself does not kill. Think about the statement, what does not kill you makes you stronger. I believe that is a simpler way of saying that adversity makes you stronger. It drags you through hell to test how resilient you can be. It takes you through the hardest times of your life, and it takes from you what is dear to your heart. But one thing for sure is it cannot kill you, but it can make you stronger. It's hard to emerge victorious after going through adversity, especially if it's long-term adversity. Everything you have tried and anyone you have known has gone against you. So what's the point of even fighting anymore? You may wonder why you have to continue living if life is just a long string of unfortunate events that just seem to happen to one person. Because when you're suffering and you're in this prison, in the cell of pain after pain after pain, you do end up feeling like you're the only one going through this, and perhaps you may want to just give it all up. Little do you know though that all the adversity you have been through has made you who you are today and what you are today. If all of that could not kill you, then really what could? If you were able to survive through that thing that you feel like is the worst thing that could happen to anyone, then perhaps the worst is really behind you. Perhaps there is nothing worse that can still happen to you. You've been through the most, and that adversity in some way can give you an edge. You now know fear because you have had to be courageous. You know pain because you have had to be strong. You know hunger because you've had to fill up with nothing. You know a lot more than you may actually think, and all that knowledge is valuable to life. All that knowledge is valuable to your progress. You have lost a lot already, so losing shouldn't scare you anymore. You have failed a lot already, so failure shouldn't threaten you anymore. You have cried a lot, so pain is standard to you. You have been shamed before, so comfort means nothing to you. Or you may be at the bottom and now the only way to go is up. The only possible direction is up. Now, personally, I haven't really experienced a good deal of adversity, but I know from those who have shared their stories that adversity is no more a disadvantage than fortune is. I mean, I understand that going through some hard times and difficult experiences is not easy, and perhaps I can never actually put myself in someone else's shoes and feel or experience how it was to go through that adversity. I mean, by some of you guys' standards, perhaps my life has been rosy, if that's how you think, if you've been through some difficult stuff. So perhaps some of you might argue that I know not what I speak of, but I feel confident enough to tell you not to give up, that hope is not lost. And though I may not know what you have actually been through, I do know that you can get past it. You can emerge victorious from it. Now, hey, I'm no magician, I'm no genie, so things won't just happen today because Kevin said it's gonna be alright. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen even in the next few years, but if you put everything to it, then you could emerge from your deep, difficult situation. You could emerge stronger, you could emerge smarter, and you could emerge fearless and ready to take on the world and whatever it has to throw your way. So I'd like to urge you to trust yourself, trust in the process, and most importantly, to never give up. If everyone that you know who is successful had given up at a point when things seem very bad, there's probably a lot that we wouldn't be able to know or be able to see, or a lot of that we wouldn't know today because of that. Apple Inc. was on the verge of being dead a few decades ago, maybe 20-30 years ago, somewhere there. They were really going through some bad times, but a few years ago, I think in 2016, 17, 18 somewhere, I think 18, they were the first to surpass the $1 trillion mark. They were the first company to surpass that mark, and that's an incredible feat. That's just something that had never been done before, and this is from a company that a few decades ago was almost dead. So them being resilient and going through that and emerging from that difficult situation has led them to be who they are today. So what's your excuse? And now I hand you over to Maxime from Mocking Mediocrity to continue telling you more about adversity. It's going to seem like he's starting over, which he is. This is how we planned on doing the video. So I hope you enjoy. And Maxime, thank you very much, man. Here's Maxime.
What's going on, YouTube? Mocking Mediocrity here, and let's talk about adversity. What actually is adversity? Adversity is challenges that you face. Everybody have faced adversity some point in their life. Most people see adversity as something negative because it is something negative to go through. Nobody would want to go through adversity. It's really tough, it's lonely, and it's just goddamn difficult. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm not here to complain about adversity. That's not what I like to do. I like to turn things around to a positive. So what can you learn from adversity? Or as I like to nickname adversity, as the master of teaching. Because if you really look at it, adversity is a very great teacher. You may not like adversity, but you cannot argue that adversity isn't a great teacher, because you learn best when you're at your lowest points. When you're at your lowest point, you have nothing to lose. At that point, you drop all your ego, you put it all aside, because you have nothing to lose at that point. All you want to do at that point is just to learn from your lesson and never repeat it again. So adversity even though it is very tough, a very strict teacher, it is still essential for growth. We need to face adversity, whether we like it or not. So whenever adversity comes, take it as an opportunity to learn things you have never learned before. Another reason why adversity is so important in our life is because it shapes who we are in the future. There's a saying that the best king or the strongest king or the best leaders has the most scars, and there's a reason for that. The more adversity you have been through, the more experience you gain, and the more experience you gain, it will then help you to become a better leader. Adversity helps you in your experience. The more adversity you have, the more experience you have. It's just common sense. Think of it this way: if you do not have adversity, you are basically saying that you want to be born with a silver spoon. And if you are born with a silver spoon, people handing you the token to life's success, to life riches. You do not learn anything. You do not have any scar. You may be a king, but you do not have scars. You do not have the knowledge, you do not have the wisdom. And if you were to one day suddenly lose all your riches or your silver spoon, so to speak, you can never gain it back because that does not belong to you. You do not have the experience nor the confidence to get it because you have never been through adversity. That's why adversity is a good thing. Same goes to stress. Most people, they disagree with me when I say stress is a good thing. Too much stress is a bad thing. You need to know how to balance it, but I would say stress is good. So long you're not thinking of committing suicide, stress is good. Keep at it, because when you are at the most stressed, most anxious moment is where you learn the most. Another heads up for you is that you probably heard this before, but you aren't the only one facing adversity. Everybody face through adversity if they live life long enough. Another way you can think about it is that if you have never gone through adversity, you will never know what a blessing is. It's like a yin and yang thing. It's a necessary evil, so to speak, for you to feel happy. Because if you're happy all the time, you will never be happy, because happiness now is a norm to you. So in conclusion, adversity is, for me, the best teacher out there for you. The more stressed, the more anxious you are, or in another word, if you're at your lowest point, or if you're in a very difficult situation, that's when you learn the most. Because our human mechanism automatically says, I'm in a bad situation, I'm gonna use all my power or all my will to never be in this bad situation ever again. Think of really successful people, like for example, most of the successful businessmen out there, they are really successful nowadays is because they were really poor last time and they've been through adversity, and they said to themselves, I never want to feel poor ever again. And they became obsessed with learning, and they keep learning about business until they grew their empire, and from there only they become multi-millionaire or billionaires. It started off with adversity and an obsession to never be in that bad situation. So think of adversity as a blessing in disguise. I know adversity is the opposite of a blessing, but you can also think of it as a blessing in disguise, because that really is adversity. It is a blessing in disguise. So that's all for the video. Thank you so much, Kevin, for inviting me to your channel, and please subscribe to Kevin. He make really good content about self-improvement. He's a great guy and his teachings are really phenomenal, and see you guys next time.